Hello and welcome to another Black Ops 3 guide. This actually might be the first one. But anyways, this is actually a new series I like to call Tacticality, which it may be something already. I just came up with the name while writing the script. So that's what I'm using, where I share all the in-depth stats on various elements of Black Ops 3 and other first-person shooters. And in this video we're going to be discussing the HVK-30 assault rifle and its strengths, weaknesses, and other stats about the weapon you would want to know if you want to use it. And I actually use it myself, so I know all these things. That's why I wrote this little script thing. Yeah. Now, in order to unlock this weapon, you're going to need an unlock token, of course, duh. And you're going to need to be level 2, which means you can unlock this after your first match or two. Now, let's talk about its damage. Up close, it will do 30 damage, hence the HVK-30, I guess. And it will also do 22 damage at longer ranges. This is a bit low for Call of Duty games since it is an assault rifle, but since Black Ops 3's assault rifles together on average do lower damage, it's about average for Black Ops 3. What this means is that in most cases it will be a 4 to 5 shot kill, depending on range, but it has great consistency, which makes the weapon feel a lot better. You know, when you start to use a weapon a lot, you shoot your 4 shots, and if they all hit, you expect to kill the enemy instead of just switching off too late. It kills nearly every time in four shots, okay? Now, you'll be able to pick up this 4-shot kill at ranges up to 38 meters. Now, to put this in a bit of perspective for you all, it's the same distance as the M8A7 one-burst range, the XR2 one-burst range, and or the Man of War 3-shot kill range. Also, since this is a Call of Duty game, you'll find most engagements don't surpass this range, and you'll usually be looking at a 4-shot kill. Even if engagement is further than this range, which it's probably not likely that you're going to be in those engagements anyways. He's only going to take one extra shot, so it's not big of a problem. Now, if you run long barrel with the gun, the long barrel attachment, which is, just so you know, excellent, the 4-shot kill range is extended to 70 plus meters, which makes this absolutely ridiculous, guys. Just ridiculous. And by the way, the long barrel, excellent attachment, as I mentioned before, I think. And we'll get into attachments later on in this video. Another thing you probably want to know is the headshot multiplier, which is 1.1 times, which means it's practically useless to aim for headshots in close range. The only time it's really ever useful is past the 38 meter 4-shot kill mark, which makes it take one less shot to kill at longer ranges, which means you get 3 body shots, 1 headshot, or you can just always do your standard 5 shots with no headshots. Speaking of headshots, getting them isn't really too hard if you know how to utilize the vertical recoil of the weapon. Okay, usually I aim at the neck or chest, and the recoil of the gun will kick it up to a headshot. The rate of fire for this weapon, 720 rounds per minute, which is moderate to fast. It would be moderate in other Call of Duty games, but since assault rifles tend to fire slower in Black Ops 3, it is considered fast compared to the other assault rifles. This concludes to a laughably slow time to kill up close, which means you're going to get beaten by pretty much everything else. Some machine guns are going to beat you in close range, shotguns are going to beat you in close range, thus the person using them is not very good. Okay, but this also means that the long range time to kill is quite fast, considering the game refers to the weapon as the close quarters, I'm doing air quotes, close quarters assault rifle. Another surprising stat, which I didn't know I had to do some boobity-boop research, is that the HVK-30 has a 10% faster sprint in and out time than any of the other assault rifles. Now, what this basically means is that you can pull your gun up from sprinting into shooting fast, 10% faster, and enter sprint faster from shooting. Okay, so you can pop your gun out and put it away faster when you, in terms of sprinting, anyways. Now, if you couple this with quick draw to aim faster and fast hands, have faster hands, you can react faster if you're caught off your guard, or if you just want to get that ADS accuracy quicker. Now, the magazine size is 30 seconds. The magazine size is 30 rounds. Extended mag brings this into up to 42 rounds. But with the high rate of fire, you will burn through these pretty quickly, and with only 4 shots to kill, you're not gonna really need extended mags or fast mags. I think that's what's called, fast mags. Okay, the iron sights, because in Call of Duty everyone likes to use iron sights because it keeps, it gives you an extra point to spin if you're not wasting one on an optic. Iron sights aren't really too bad, but at least for my specific taste, my personal preference, an optic really doesn't hurt. and I actually preferred using the recon sight because I tried to engage my enemies at a longer range, and the recon sight has 4 times magnification, which just gave me the perfect zoom for me anyways. But as always, I tell all my friends, and I think I've mentioned a few of my Battlefield videos, optic is always personal preference in my opinion, so just choose whichever optic you feel the best using, more comfortable using. Now, whatever optic you choose, if you even choose one, the recoil is precise. I mean, the recoil is extremely predictable and does the same thing every time. It's not like other guns, like, I'm going to throw out an example, the Pharaoh, which the recoil kind of wobbles side to side and can cause you to miss some of those bursts. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. This one, the recoil does the same thing every single time, and you're going to be able to, if you use it quite oftenly, you'll be able to master the recoil quite fast. It's not that hard because it's predictable. It does the same thing. Now, another thing you probably want to know is the hipfire spread. Now, since the gun is referred to by the game as the close quarters assault rifle, it does have a bit better hipfire than the other assault rifles. It's still not very good hipfire, but it's a bit better. It's just standard among them, really. But it's also not that bad with the laser sight. If you put a laser sight on, the hipfire becomes quite good, even though it is an assault rifle. So don't rely on the hipfire to save you. Now, the ADS time, aim down sights time, for those of you who don't know, is 250 milliseconds, which is average for the assault rifle class. I think it would be better to run with grip and stock. Those are great, okay? Now, stock, definitely run with it. It helps you check your corners faster, and you can move faster. The reload time is 2.03 seconds, which is the fastest for its, or not fastest, my bad, which is fast for its class, not the fastest. It is fast enough to eliminate the need for fast mags. Now, in my opinion, the weapon is decent at long range to medium range, not really good in close range, even though the game refers to it as close quarters assault rifle. I'm doing air quotes again. The weapon is good overall, but not amazing. It certainly won't replace the M887 as the best assault rifle anytime soon. As for the class setup, I suggest 2 types. The close quarters type class setup and a long range class setup. Close quarters, I suggest use fast hands, which, to reload your weapon and ready it faster, quick draw to ADS faster, and stock to move faster while aiming and to check corners faster. As for the long range setup, I suggest long barrel to extend the 4-shot kill range to 70 plus meters, which, like I said, freaking ridiculous. An optic of your choice, just to make sure you are a little bit more accurate. Choose the optic you're most comfortable with. I, like I said, prefer recon, but anyone that you feel comfortable using, use that. And foregrip to slightly lessen the recoil. Even though the recoil is predictable, less recoil is always better. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I definitely found that the longer range class setup worked better for me, since in close quarters the weapon doesn't really perform too good and can be beaten easily by most things. Okay, so I prefer to use it long range. That's my preference. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this class setup type stat gun guide review thingamajiggy. Tacticality, yeah. I love that name anyways. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this first episode of Tacticality. I hope you subscribe for more awesome Black Ops 3 content. I hope you check out some of my other guides and stuff. And I hope you guys, subscribe and look out for more of my Black Ops 3 content. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.